Sometimes I feel like my passion for the goodness of Israel maybe exceeds even some of my Jewish friends. And I tell people, I said, you have to understand that it's entirely possible to be Jewish and not have a relationship to Christian, but it is impossible to be Christian and not have a complete relationship in Judaism, because it is, in fact, the foundation upon which every Christian believes and every Christian understands that Israel is God's chosen land. And we recognize that and respect it. And understand that the nations who bless Israel will be blessed, and those who curse Israel will be cursed. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time we recognize you don't negotiate with people who do not believe that you have a right to even exist, much less live next to you. And now word is that when the President visits Israel later this month, that he will ask, not the Israeli leaders, because it would be seen in bad form to lecture them, although he's been willing to do it before. But it is reported that he will ask the Israeli people to make sacrifices for peace. If that is the case, I would love to escort him personally to the Gush Katif Museum and say, Mr. President, the Israelis have made many sacrifices for peace. Can you show me one sacrifice that the Palestinians have made for peace? I've yet to see it. And that's why if our President makes the absurd suggestion that Israel should go back to the pre-67 borders, I'm thinking, well, if we're going to roll back, let's just roll all the way back to Abraham, and let's let the borders be the borders that originally were established. Let's go as far back as we can go. The reason that I wish that the President, and I wish he would be accompanied by as many of the Israeli officials as is possible, would attend the Gush Katif Museum while he's there, and watch those films, and talk to the people like Rita, who was here tonight, who personally experienced it. I wish that that could happen, so that the next time he suggests that the Israelis stop building bedrooms for their children in the land that is theirs, that instead he would spend his time not asking the Israelis to stop building bedrooms, but that he would demand that the Iranians stop building bombs pointed at Israel and the rest of the free world. And when people ask why is it important for Israel to have secure borders and safety, I would love to take them to Auschwitz, stand them in that room, and ask them, do you think for one moment that if these had been your parents and your grandparents, that you would be a bit uneasy about being told that it would be all right for people who have vowed to exterminate and kill every one of you to live as close as 9 miles in a border? I think not. And that's why I believe with all my heart that when the President goes to Israel, it is important that the American people give him a message rather than him to give the Israelis a message. And the message is, Mr. President, Americans stand with Israel because they are a mirror image of our freedom and our democracy in this country. And we suggest that before you make any demands of the Israelis to give up anything, that you sit down and look the Palestinians in the face and ask them, what have they given up? And tell them, as I would love to do if I were making that trip as the chief executive, rather than to say to the Israelis, stop building in Judea and Samaria, I would suggest that you build as rapidly as you can, as much as you can, as many houses as you can, and tell the Palestinians that if they don't like that, the way they can fix it is to sit at the peace table and sign an agreement that they recognize Israel's right to exist within the borders that God gave them, and to exist with safety and security That, my friend, will probably never happen. So I say pour the concrete, build the houses, and let Israel be strong. That, my friend, is the message we need to get to the world.